we are mainly introducing Xuemo's works, which can illuminate people's inner light. Xuemo is a contemporary Chinese writer who has written over 80 titles and have been translated into 28 languages. So today, as I sit here, my heart is filled with gratitude. And Mr. Xuemo will arrive at the Xuemo Academy after his travel in the United States. So my heart is filled with gratitude. What I wish to share with you is not a set of lofty or abstract theories today, but a path I have personally walked. Hi, insane icon. What's up? So you have, hello, you mean what's up or what's up? Welcome anyway. Yes. So I will share the path I have personally walked. It is a real journey. Hi, Adrian, welcome. I will be sharing my personal path with the Xuemo culture today. Hope you can stay here if you have time. Oh, subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Thank you. So it is my personal real journey, one of finding a way out of confusion and darkness into light. Along this path, I have been deeply guided by the wisdom of Xuemo, whose teachings have been an essential part of this transformation. And it is this connection that has fundamentally reshaped my life. So, before I encountered Xuemo, my life may have appeared calm on the surface, yet within I was like a ship that had lost its compass, drifting aimlessly across a vast ocean. And that feeling was exactly as what Xuemo described in 1,000 Years of Seeking. A small boat of life drifts endlessly. I weep helplessly in this boundless dark voyage of heaven and earth. Where is my home? I struggle and struggle. Yet I cannot break free from the karmic force. Tougher than a fishing net. Every time I read these lines, I am brought back to those days. I was wrapped in immense confusion. Why do people live? Where does suffering come from? Why does the fate seem so unfair? What is the true meaning of life? And I tried desperately to find answers in society, in books, and in relationships. Yet what I received was either shallow comfort or even deeper confusion. I felt as though I was struggling within an invisible net. The more I struggled, the tighter it bound me. Until one day, by what felt like pure chance, I came across the works of Xuemo. And that feeling is beyond complete expression in words. It was like walking in a dark tunnel for so long and finally seeing the light at the exit. I was a recognition of the soul, a reunion that felt both brief and eternal. And gold may have a price, but the grace of a teacher is beyond measure. He gave me ultimate inner peace, and the academy became the spiritual homeland I had long been searching for. From that moment on, the scattered fragments of my life seemed to find their magnetic center, and I began to understand why I had come into this life. what I was willing to stay for, and what I wished to devote my entire being to. Hello, um, welcome to our channel. I'm sharing my personal path with Xuemo culture. So when I truly stepped into the academy, I was surrounded by a feeling I had never experienced before. I did not feel like a company or any conventional organization. Rather, it felt like a primeval forest full of vibrant life and pure, powerful energy. There were no harsh systems or rigid here hierarchies, only an energy field formed by shared aspiration and clarity of heart. Mr. Xuemo was like the sun in the sky, selflessly radiating light and warmth. And each of us was like a tree in the forest, nourished by this light, growing naturally and strongly toward it. In the fatigue accumulated over the years, the heaviness in my heart and the confusion in my thoughts were gradually soothed, loosened, and dissolved here. I began to long for clearer discernment, to make wiser choices in life, to maintain a steadier rhythm of living. I sought to cultivate deeper focus and stronger inner stability so that I could carry responsibilities more steadily. I came to deeply realize that being here was not about culture changing an old version of me. Rather, it was culture awakening and fulfilling the true and original sat within me. So, through my study and practice in the Xuemo Academy, I gradually unraveled a question that had troubled me for a long time. In the past, like many who seek spiritual growth, I held a kind of mystical fantasy about attainment in this very body. Any anyone heard about this word? Attainment in this very body. I believe it must mean transcending the physical body, entering deep meditative absorption, dissolving into light, or manifesting extraordinary powers to be considered true attainment and perfection. But the wisdom of Xuemo cut through all my illusions like a sharp blade. He helped me see that I had been looking in the wrong direction entirely. The deepest, most intense, and most unimaginable form of attainment in this very body is never somewhere far away. It is not in some distant future, nor outside in any esoteric or mysterious method. Rather, it exists precisely within this seemingly ordinary body of ours, this body that can affect, feel, benefit others, ignite aspiration, burn away attachment, and illuminate beings. This realization struck me like thunder, yet at the same time reshaped me like gentle spring rain. This is a profound meaning of body ignited by vow. So body ignited by vow. When you let go of the small self, abandon personal desires, and fully devote yourself to the great vow of benefiting others, this ordinary flesh and bloody body is instantly transformed into a vessel of vast intention and becoming a luminous embodiment through which the deeper truth manifests in the world. Such a body ignited by vow reveals four distinct characteristics. It takes the as its lifeblood, the core driving force of life is no longer personal gain or lose, but a constant burning aspiration to benefit others, to become light, and to illuminate those around it. It takes the flame as its flesh and blood. Its words, language, and actions naturally carry the warmth of wisdom and the radiance of light, capable of dispelling the coldness in other hearts. And it takes wisdom as its eyes. What it possesses is not cleverness or worldly intelligence, but a clarity born of selflessness, able to accurately perceive the capacities and true needs of others. And it takes insight as its very texture. In every word and action, the starting point is not to assert the self, but to respond purely to the needs of the vow and the expectations of others. Such a body has long transcended the shell that clings to the idea of self. It is in self a lamp, one that does not seek personal transcendence, nor fears being immersed in the mundane world. Its only wish is to burn itself in order to illuminate the path ahead of all for all beings. So my vow and practice, merging into the current of light, unwavering in this life. So when the truth of the body ignited by vow settled into my heart, the path of my life became clearer and more resolute than ever before. For me, being a volunteer or any external label of identity is no longer important. What truly matters is the vow within, the willingness to take responsibility, to entrust oneself, and to stand firmly over the long term within the work of light. I am willing to be like Wu Ding. There is a character in Wu Ding, without dazzling talent or a distinguished background, with only the simplest, most unrefined, yet most sincere heart, I will move step by step closer to the teacher, merging into that eternal light. I am fully aware of how small my strength is and how easily my mind can waver. Because of this clarity, my most important wish at this stage echoes the guidance of Xuemo. May the teacher receive and guide me so that no thought of retreat may arise within me. I long to be firmly held by that invisible rope. This is not weakness or dependence, but the deepest form of respect and responsibility toward myself and this path. I clearly know where the light is, and I also understand how easily I could lose my way if I am not vigilant. Walking this path, the many roads, experiences, gains, and losses of the outer world that once dazzled me have lost their attraction. The only thing I truly long for, the only path I am willing to devote myself to entirely, is this way of life that allows one's being to burn completely within the great vow of benefiting others, releasing light into the world. So, what I share is, to me, more like a ladder of vow and a declaration offered to life, to culture, to Xuemo, and to each and every one of you present. The truest longing in my heart is not merely to accomplish a specific task, but to forge in this very lifetime a heart as pure and radiant as crystal. With such a heart, I hope to bring warmth and benefit to a wider world. I am deeply aware of the limits of my own vision, ability, and experience, yet I hold an even deeper conviction in this truth. Human ability may have its boundaries, but the power of a selfless vow can be boundless. And an individual's strength may be small, but a heart that merges into the current of light can be limitless. If in this lifetime I can learn the lesson of selflessness, humbly stepping aside from the obstacles of the ego, allowing a great vow to act through me as its vessel, and letting an ancient yet living culture speak through my life, then even someone as small as I am can be filled and utilized by this great force, and becoming a single spark within a fire that can spread across the land. If the fire of the vow never fades, this body becomes indestructible, like Vajra. If the vow in the heart never ceases, this very life becomes a realm of radiant flame. This is the most authentic and profound realization of attainment in this very body that I have come to understand. And it is a path that every person can truly practice. This is the ultimate way out of life that I have finally found. And may each of us in this very life and in this very place discover our own vow. May we have the courage to ignite it and becoming a lamp that illuminates our own path forward and brings warmth to every corner of this world. And um, this is the what we are doing. What we are doing, sharing a kind of culture that truly nourishes the human heart. It is not merely about information and not about content for its own sake, but about offering something that can bring clarity, warmth, and direction to peoples in the world. And if we look deeper, we begin to understand true sharing is never mechanical. It must be rooted in both love and wisdom. Love is the very reason we share. It is because we care about this world, because we care about the people around us, and because we genuinely hope that everyone can come to understanding, joy, and inner clarity. We hope that all beings may find a deeper freedom within themselves. It is from this love that we feel called to share what is good, what is meaningful, and what can truly benefit others. So the purpose of sharing, like sharing Xuemo's works, is simple yet profound. To allow more people to be nourished by the love and wisdom embedded within this culture. But having a great heart and a great aspiration is only the beginning. There must be action. So in the Buddhist path, there is a principle often emphasizes faith, vow, and practice. Faith, vow, and practice. So without action, everything remains only an idea, a beautiful but empty vision. At the same time, action alone is not enough. There must also be the guidance of wisdom. And without wisdom, it is like walking in the dark. And where at any moment one may step into mud, fall into pit, or lose the way entirely. Only when love and wisdom come together can one truly walk a stable and meaningful path of sharing. With love, your sharing was warm and purpose. With wisdom, your sharing has clarity and precision. And when these two quality ties unit, you not only benefit others, but you also grow and transform yourself along the way. And from here, we can naturally step into the next question. What does it truly mean to share with love? And how do we embody wisdom in the process? So then here comes the question, where does wisdom come from? Where does wisdom come from? So wisdom arises from the heart, and all forms of insight return to the heart. From my experience, the first step is to make vows, make great vows. The power of vow can transform destiny. Okay, wisdom. Thank you for sharing. I think wisdom comes from the ultimate calmness. So wisdom arises from the heart, and all forms of insight return to the heart. Then the first step is to make vows. The power of vow can transform destiny. Thank you. So in the process of living out these great vows, wisdom gradually begins to emerge. The blessing of wisdom comes through resonance and the transmission from heart to heart. If we use an analogy, it is like establishing a channel between minds through which wisdom is copied like data from one to another. But there is a prerequisite. You must first become a qualified device. You need the right interface, and you must first clear away the viruses, and garbage within yourself. Only then can the flow of wisdom continuously enter your heart. And once you have received wisdom, if you can allow it to function in your daily actions, then you will be able to fulfill all your dreams and great aspirations. With wisdom and with the right platform, you will move with ease in the process of sharing and creating. You will begin to discover limitless opportunities. You will act with harmony and balance. And in the very process of action, your wisdom will continue to grow. In this way, your work and your endeavors will naturally expand. So true success is not one-dimensional. It is a success of body, speech, and mind. The success of one's work, one's merit, and one's cultivation. Therefore, you must engage in a path that benefits others. At the beginning, you may simply be a passionate young creator facing an unknown future with love, with dreams, and with enthusiasm. But without wisdom, it is difficult to achieve great success. Perhaps you may succeed in worldly terms. You may become like Steve Jobs or Bill Gates, but you cannot become like Kamnaja. You know Kamnaja? Nor you can become the Buddha, nor accomplish a truly timeless and immortal undertaking. Any undertaking within the realm of worldly affairs cannot escape the cycle of rising, abiding, decline, and dissolution. No matter how powerful an empire may be, no matter how dazzling the wealth may appear, with the passage of time, all will eventually fade into nothingness and be taken over by others. But Naja cannot be replaced, and Gautama Buddha cannot be replaced. Even though their physical bodies have long disappeared from this planet, the culture they created and the wisdom they embodied continue to nourish the human soul. As long as humanity exists, the culture they established will continue to exist and, in a relative sense, endure through time. This is the best of times. It is an era in which everyone has the potential to succeed because it is filled with limitless possibilities and vast spaces for growth and development. As long as you have wisdom, you will be able to discover endless opportunities and recognize countless moments of potential success. But without wisdom, even if the fruit of success is right before your eyes, within easy reach, you will still be like someone whose eyes are covered, unable to see anything at all. The wisdom within benevolent culture creates countless opportunities for success for everyone. And also establishes a platform upon which each person can succeed. As long as a person holds firm faith and acts according to the right methods, success will inevitably follow. In the tradition of Shambhakaku culture, as long as one finds their true heart, cleanses the impurities and the defilements within, installs the program of wisdom into themselves, and allows this program to operate through action, success will arise naturally. Someone once asked, "What is the luminous Mahamudra?" I answered, "It is a way of seeing, a vision. With this vision, you begin to discover your own inner treasure. And once you discover that treasure, you can transform from a poor beggar into a fulfilled king." In essence, the luminous Mahamudra is the innate wisdom of life itself. According to traditional Chinese culture, when you possess this all encompassing inherent wisdom, you also gain great strength and capability. And a kind of field of presence will emerge in your life, attracting those who resonate with your inner frequency. In the end, this resonance helps accomplish your work and your merit. And this field, in truth, the charisma that radiates from your own character. The success of one's character is the true success, the greater success. Even if you are now like a beggar with nothing to your name in a state of utter hardship, as long as you radiate the light of wisdom, you will attract many people who will help you succeed. So I'm sharing my personal path and the vow, and making the great vow is very important. Yeah, that's very, very true. Thank you for your kind words. Yes, it is real, my real story. Thank you for your kind words. Say, okay, I want to be. I think we are walking to walking on the path. Um, you know, whatever the destination, but the journey is very important. So what we are doing at at present is so important. So I am sharing my personal path and my story with the culture. So if you have anything you want to talk about, you can let me know. And speaking about making the great vow, there is a chapter in one of Xuemo's book, um, and that is also my favorite chapter. I will share with you. It is related to our the related to today's topic. So strengthen your faith with the power of a sacred vow. When one embarks on the path of meditational practice, the mind is often immature and faith lacks depth. Obstacles inevitably arise. Although one has forsaken many worldly pleasures, the vision of liberation remains distant. With no trace of hope or joy in the meditational practice, life at this stage may feel desolate, cold, monotonous, and full of suffering. There is no guiding light, no one to offer insight, and it feels as though the feet are sinking in the sands of doubt, making each step a heavy burden. This is a deeply painful phase, akin to thirsting for water in a desert with no oasis in sight, or like chasing after a beloved who remains ever distant and cold. Despair begins to take root. In dreams, one longs for light and enlightenment, yet no warmth or radiance appears. The heart feels as if it has fallen into the snow. In these moments of isolation, one might ask, I have pursued this path with all my heart, yet all I have found is loneliness and suffering. Do I now regret it? If he stumbles to regret this in this moment, he cannot continue his meditational practice. This is known as the retreat of regret. The great adversary of the spiritual path, just as when one wholeheartedly pursues a beloved who remains distant, perseverance may one day win their heart. But if he abandons the pursuit midway, the possibility of union is forever lost. The same holds for spiritual meditational practice. Therefore, when you embark on the path of meditational practice, you must make a sacred vow, pledging to attain a certain goal. You should regard the Dharma and the truth as the object of your lifelong devotion, akin to being in love, vowing to follow her to the ends of the earth, whether in sleep or wakefulness. No matter what you are engaged in, you must cultivate this same ardor, this unwavering concentration, and this profound passion. With such a goal, such focus, and such fervor, you will not easily fall into regret, nor will you easily abandon the path. Hello, welcome. I just shared my true story and my true story with the culture and um, one making vow is very important to our ultimate destination. And there is one chapter very related to this theme, this topic. So it is from Reclaim the Throne of Your Heart. And this book is available on Amazon. So let's continue. If you have anything you want to talk about, maybe inspired by my sharing, leave your message here so we can talk about it. So you must realize that the world is impermanent and life itself is but a grand illusion. When impermanence strikes, nothing can be relied upon except faith. For all things arise from causes and conditions and are in a state of constant flux. Therefore, you must make a profound vow and use the power of that vow to strengthen your faith in meditational practice. Even if you are reduced to poverty and become a beggar, you will not abandon your faith nor retreat from the path. Even if your life is on the verge of ending, you will continue with the meditational practice without coveting wealth or comfort. Even if, after death, your body is discarded in the wilderness like an animal, and you receive no grand funeral, you will harbor no doubt in your faith. Hello, welcome, our old friend here. Thank you for your time. So, this is the true faith. The topic we are talking today is the great vow, and the great vow and the aspiration. So this is true faith. The very source of liberation. Hence, it is said that faith is the mother of merit. Without faith, there can be no liberation. This faith, of course, also encompasses self-confidence. Self-confidence. Without self-confidence, even if you were to attain enlightenment, one day you will not dare to believe it. Without self-confidence, you are always on the verge of retreat. Just as some are deeply passionate about writing and possess certain talents, yet lack self-confidence and believe they will never succeed. They fail to persist and thus forfeit the possibility of becoming a writer. To cultivate unwavering faith, you must make a vow. And it is best to make a grand vow. For only with a vast heart and a great vow can you summon great power. A great vow is a form of ambition. Okay, I'd like to share what we are reading every morning of our tea. Let me check. And I can remember it. Okay. Let me check. Wait a second. Okay. So remain true to our original aspiration and stay committed to our mission. Oh, I'm sharing my personal path with the culture, and I am. Today's topic is about the original aspiration and making a great vow. It's very important to focus on your life destination. So I'm checking the words that we are reading every morning. Let me share with you, because we have said that so remain true to our original aspiration and stay committed to our mission. Embrace all streams like the sea and act with integrity and practical wisdom. Hold firm to our convictions and advance with courage and diligence. Stand together through challenges and create a future together. Our mission to make a culture a way of life, to strengthen ourselves while uplifting others, to cultivate integrity of character, to build bridges for Chinese culture, and to bring Chinese civilization to the world. Our mission and values uphold a vision of global harmony, shared cultural prosperity, unity between humanity and nature, harmonious coexistence, living by the way in the world, reverence for heaven and love for people, recognition of the oneness of life, and peace with mutual benefit for all. How's this? Any opinion? Any idea? So, ouch, sorry, my coffee. Let's continue sharing the chapter from Reclaim the Throne of Your Heart. So I'm sharing my favorite chapter here. Strengthen your faith with the power of a sacred vow. So, what is ambition? What is ambition? Share your opinion. So, ambition is a state of mind that transcends one's original position and identity. It arises when we are no longer content with the present condition and seek something higher. For example, when a farmer no longer wishes to remain a farmer, he has ambition. There are two kinds of ambition. One is the ambition for self-interest, and the other is the ambition for the ambition for the benefit of the greater good. Thank you for sharing. How are you? Good. Why are you blushing? Am I blushing? No, I don't think so. But I feel blessing every moment. That's why I am smiling all the time. Because I feel the deep joyness all the time. I can dance with the wind and I can enjoy the sunshine. Okay, action ambition is type of aim. Okay, thank you for sharing, and let's see what Xuemo says in the book. So there are two kinds of ambition. One is the ambition for self-interest, and the other is the ambition for the benefit of the greater good. The ambition for self-interest it is what the world typically calls ambition, pursuit of wealth, fame, power, and status. The ambition for benefiting the public, however, is known as aspiration. For example, Tolstoy sought to transform the world through literature and other means, and Confucius aimed to spread benevolence to save humanity. This is ambition, also called bodhisattva, the awakened mind. Nice talking. You can talk with each other, very interesting topic, but I won't be interrupted. So serving the greater good is the highest form of self-interest, the ultimate self-interest. In the process of benefiting others, we cultivate and perfect our own character, elevating our souls. Through this process, we transcend from ordinary beings to great virtues, and from mortals to Buddhas. And take a screenshot makes sense. Okay, the one who exemplifies the greatest aspiration is Siddhartha Bodhisattva, whose vow is as vast as the cosmos. I will not attain Buddhahood until hell is empty. Such is the magnitude of a truly profound vow. Similarly, you too can embrace the four immeasurable minds. May all sentient beings find happiness and its causes. May all sentient beings be freed from suffering and its causes. May all sentient beings never be parted from the joy beyond suffering, and may all sentient beings dwell in boundless equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. However, simply making a vow without corresponding action or making mundane wishes, such as seeking promotion or wealth, holds no real meaning. Our vows must be those that benefit sentient beings, and they must be supported by concrete actions to be truly meaningful.